What genre or genres do you currently write in and why?
Yeah, I mean, epic fantasy, and that's what my first book is, and that's where I plan on sticking with. I definitely enjoy whether it's books or movies, other genres, but I think for two reasons. One reason that I want to stick with epic fantasy is because I think that's just what I know best. It's what I fell in love with. It's kind of my bread and butter. So it's just easy for me to write. And then the
I get that.
second is I kind of have this big plan on what I want to do with my world and characters, and I really want to take my readers through this grand epic story and fall in love with this world and the characters and the story I have to tell. And if I divide my time up, I just don't think I can do that well enough. I
Yeah.
would say if I had, and maybe I'm not shelving it because I think it would be pretty cool if I had the right idea. If I had to write in another genre, it probably would be some type of space opera. Um,
Oh, cool.
Maybe some type, yeah, something gearing towards sci-fi. It would have to be very kind of grounded in reality, very serious. I actually really enjoy like Dune. Um,
Oh, yeah.
and I don't read too much sci-fi. I read The Third Body Problem. I haven't finished that series, but I love Dune. I read it quite often. But yeah, epic fantasy is just where I'm at, and that's where I love, and that's where all my world and characters take place. I will say, there's no mix match between sci-fi and my fantasy books, but I do try to incorporate feelings from like you would watch from different genres. Like I like a good horror story as well.
Oh,
And
yeah,
even
yeah.
though none of my books will be horror, I do want to bring some of the angst and anxiety that maybe I could take from some horror stories that, have inspired me and put that in my book. So I definitely want my readers to feel a range of emotions when reading my book, not just your typical kind of epic fantasy triumphing over evil or
Yeah, yeah.
similar feelings. So that's
Yeah,
kind of where I'm at, though. Definitely epic fantasy is the core genre.
oh, that's cool. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like I interviewed so cool. So one of my five pillars of authors that made me want to write was like R.A. Thing Cunningham, Paul S. Kemp, Richard Lee Byers, and then Eric DeBray. And I actually got to interview Richard Lee Byers, and he wants to
Cool.
come back. And yeah, it was a couple of seasons ago, and I can't wait to get back to him. But yeah, like he combined in Forgotten Realms a lot of horror aspects. There's a lot of undead, there's a lot of things, and I never realized that I enjoyed horror, other than like Edgar Allan Poe and some other people like Stephen King. But like I really enjoy it in a fantasy or sci-fi world. I love Alien, for instance, and the whole world and Predator and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I really
Alien's
enjoyed
great.
that same thing. Like City of Ravens was a really good. Mel Odom's another one too. It was like my sixth one, and he wrote City of Ravens, and it's like a chase slash like mystery thriller kind of thing, almost like Mission Impossible esque. I'm like, how did you do this in a 300-page book? Oh, it's a standalone too, but it was like super cool. So I totally get you. Like, yeah, I like different elements within my fantasy and sci-fi. I like the typical,
Absolutely.
old school ones, but yeah, it's kind of interesting when you mix some other ones. I think that
Glad to
makes
hear
a lot of
you
sense.
shout out R.A. Salvatore. He
I
hasn't
love
been
that.
one that I read since a long time ago, but I loved him like in high school and early college. Just the action sequences he had and the
Oh, such a good narrator.
yeah, exactly. Just his moment to moment prose writing just
Yeah.
really sucks you into I just kind of being present in his world. And there were some other things obviously I would maybe like to see better from like other writers, but
Mm.
it was hard not to just appreciate his writing and
Yeah.
especially Dritz. Like what a great character.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's still, other than Snake Eyes, he's still like my favorite
Mm,
character from that type of like medium. Mr. Miyagi is my definitely my favorite of
yeah.
all time. But yeah, like those two are like neck and neck for like my second and third. So I totally get that. Yeah, I loved his books.